Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. And this watch is an up-to-the-minute launch from Omega, 2026 debuted Omega Speedmaster Professional Moonwatch with a multi-piece lacquered dial. Now, oddly, they're calling this the Speedmaster Moonwatch Professional, so whichever way you relate to it, just know that this is a sapphire sandwich style with the new two-piece dial composed of black and white lacquered elements. It is considered to be a more luxurious moonwatch in the tradition of the 2024 Speedmaster Moonwatch with white lacquer dial, so it gets a lot of mileage out of applique indices and that two-piece dial. We'll go more into that dial in a moment, but let's talk about the basic hardware. It is a current generation Speedmaster Professional Moonwatch, or Moonwatch Professional, 42 millimeters in diameter. I measure at 14 millimeters thick from lug tip to lug tip, 47.3 millimeters with a 20 millimeter spacing in between the lugs. My wrist is 16 centimeters in circumference, and you can see this watch wears quite well on it, comfortable, relatively short across the wrist. The nice thing about this generation of the Moonwatch is that the bracelet has pivoted end links, so that 47.3 is the true distance across the wrist, and so this could probably wear on a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference, certainly 15 and up. It's not thin, but it's not monstrously thick. The main problem is going to be if you have a really tight sleeve, you've got that sort of cantilevered bezel, but if you have a jacket, it should clear this watch easily. The bracelet's a nice piece. It's vintage inspired, like almost everything else about the watch, and that pivoted end link really does help small wrist fit, and you can see why right there. We have sort of, I would call it a combination of a dress bracelet and a sports bracelet, as we've got these oval cross sections. We have these tiny polished intermediates. There is a conforming end link that mates it cleanly to the case, and then it tapers down towards the clasp. We have many, many, many removable links, so you're going to find the right size. We have a twin trigger release. You have to press both to open it up, so it's very secure. Very thick gauge steel for the swing arm. And then internally, you can see that there's a push-button slider that is the functional equivalent of Rolex's Easy Link. That is, if you just need to make a very small tool-free adjustment, it can be moved in or out with ease, just like that. Very small adjustments, in case you find yourself in between sizes with the removable links. Lyre-style lugs, we know them well. We have an inward bevel and an outward bevel. It's something we've seen on Speedmasters and Seamasters since the first half of the 1960s. We have a little bit of a shear guard profile for the crown and pushers. That's part of the Speedmaster Professional legacy. We have a bezel here that, as you can see, is ceramic with sort of a white lacquer infill for the calibrations, and it's a tachymetric scale, so you can use the chronograph seconds hand along with the tachymetric scale to gauge the speed of an object, such as a race car over a kilometer. So if you start the chronograph when the race car starts the kilometer, and then you stop it when the race car finishes the kilometer, you can see just under 250 kilometers per hour. You read the number off the bezel. That's how that works. We've got dot over 90, and as you can see, 70 and 75 feature their relative orientations of numerals and dots for the class assists. Though this is really a very modern watch in most regard, not just because it has a sapphire crystal front and back, but because this dial is a luxury treatment. Again, the 2024 Speedmaster Professional Moonwatch White Lacquer awakened a fascination in moonwatches at a higher price point, and Omega saw an opportunity to take that to the next level. So what we have here is a black lacquered dial, and it's actually a multi-piece setup, a little bit like enamel dials. So we have these separate white discs, and then if you look very carefully, you can see there's rhodium-plated chapter rings around them, which creates a dazzling effect when viewed off-axis. The Omega logo, the indices, all of them are applique rather than the printed feature of conventional moon watches. And I'll also mention right here, if we can for just a second, that one of the unique features of the latest generation of the Moonwatch is that we do have a hacking seconds function. But let's take a quick look at the loom. It's well loomed, and as you can see, that includes the chronograph seconds hand, so you can time small intervals even in the dark. If you look carefully, you can see that there's a downward step to the minutes and hours track outboard, and then of course we have the applique Omega logo, which, by the way, still reads Omega Speedmaster Professional right there, so they're calling it the Omega Speedmaster Moonwatch Professional, but the dial begs to differ. You can see on the side, these are push-down crowns, so 50 meters water resistance. I would not swim with it, but the bottom line is, we can just peel this off for just a moment. The bottom line is it according to Omega, apparently you can surface swim these. Now you're looking at the coaxial caliber 3861. It is still distantly LaMagna based. It's still a cam lateral clutch operation. It's still manual wind, but there have been a few changes. For one, it's now free sprung with a anti-magnetic silicon hairspring, so it is a master chronometer, which means it meets the COSC standards, but then as a fully assembled watch, it is tested to no worse than -0 plus 5 seconds per 24 hours. It's tested for water resistance, power reserve, chronometric efficiency, durability, and in addition to the chronometric specification of -0 plus 5, it is also tested to over 15,000 Gauss exposure. That's a minimum, not a maximum of resistance. We do have the hack function. We do have a coaxial escapement, though you can't quite see it, and the power reserve is up from the previous Moonwatch's 48 to 50, but every little bit helps. And it now pivots on 26 joules. It is a good-looking movement, and it is comprehensively engineered to be both historically faithful and an excellent timekeeper. And I will opine that most column wheel chronographs have substantially inferior pusher feel to the cam in this watch. And so the might of LaMagna and Omega, not to be underestimated. And this movement is still the one that goes into space with astronauts. So while they may not necessarily get a sapphire sandwich or a multi-piece dial, they're definitely flying with the bones and the heart of the watch you wear on your wrist when you wear this watch. So if you love it, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.